guys, it's Nikki with Nikki's Choice. I'm here today at Growth Stalk headquarters, home of HashRx's beautiful solventless lab. I've got Joe here, founder of HashRx, and he's going to give us an introduction to solventless extractions. Joe, everyone's asking, what is solventless and what's the difference?
Yeah, so I think we should start with a tour of the lab, and we can show you guys around, and then we can kind of get into a Q&A and talk a little bit about the differences.
Okay, sounds great.
Hey guys, we're here in the lab of HashRx, and we wanted to walk you through what goes into making our product. First, we start here in our walk-in freezer. This is our low-temp osprey. This is where we start the process. We load the fresh frozen material. In here, we can wash up to 50 pounds of fresh frozen or 10 pounds of dry material. Traditionally, we only wash fresh frozen, so that way we can get the best product for you guys. Give you a look at the inside of the osprey here. So this is all food grade stainless steel. Each wash takes about 2 hours to produce our bubble hash before we make it into hash rosin. The flour goes through a series of agitation in the tank here, and then it's drained through a series of micron bags, which you can see here. So the fresh frozen flour is loaded into here. It's about 38 degrees in this room. The temperature that we wash at and the room is at is very important to make sure that we get the highest quality material in order to press it into hash rosin. Our water stays at 32 degrees, and once the series of agitation is done, it comes out of here into a series of micron bags. The series of micron bags is what goes into the bubble hash for hash rosin. Once the trichome heads are collected in these bags, they're put onto trays to go into our freeze dryer, which we end up with something like this. This is bubble hash. So after we've collected the wet bubble hash into our trays, they're placed into these freeze dryers. This helps preserve the terpenes. It's dried at a very low temperature, negative 40 degrees, and that's part of the whole process. It's then cold to help preserve the terpenes and the quality. Okay, once it comes out of the freeze dryers, it's ready to be sifted and pressed. While we're sifting, we're making sure that there's no contaminants in here. Such as hairs or weeds or some other kind of contaminants. Once it's sifted, we put them into 25 micron rosin bags. Ready for press. Once it's sifted, put in a bag, we put it in these molds here to pre-press it. This helps improve yields. Yeah, we use a few different presses here at HashRx. This is our Rosin Technologies pneumatic press. On this one, we press 20 grams of bubble hash at a time for a super small batch, high quality extract. Yep. Yeah, this type of extraction, the input quality of the material is very important because we can't do any kind of color remediation. There's no faking it. Basically, it's whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. So high quality in equals high quality out. So this is part of what goes into making solventless extraction so expensive. It's very small amounts that we're extracting at a time, but it also is a very high quality finished material.
Very pure.
Yes, very pure.
With all the plants, natural proteins.
Yep, this is all just the oil that comes out of the trichome head. These are other few presses that we have. This is a Pike's Peak Pure Pressure Long Peak. So this one is more for high volume. It's all automated, so it makes it very easy for our team. And this one we can press 60 to 80 grams of bubble hash at a time. So it's more for stuff that's lesser quality but higher volume. And then this one is our low temp. And this one can also do high volume, but you have more of a feel with using the hydraulic, and you can do a lot different things with it, as opposed to having the pneumatic or the automated control.
So thanks for the tour of the lab, Joe. It was really beautiful, and it was really interesting seeing what you guys do. When you say solventless, what exactly do you mean? What are these solvents that other extractors are using?
So the biggest difference is, with BHO or any kind of other hydrocarbon extraction, they're using some kind of solvents to pull the cannabinoids out of the flower. So that could be butane, it could be pentane, hexane, there's propane that's used, there's ethanol.
Propane like you use in a grill?
Yeah, propane just like you use in your grill. There's ethanol that's used usually for like distillates and things of that nature. There's also CO2, which is not necessarily a solvent, but it's also not solventless as far as we consider it. So, and the difference is, we don't use any chemicals to extract the trichome heads. It's all a mechanical extraction. So the water breaks the head of the trichome off, and that's what we collect in those bags that we showed you back in the lab. So the end result is anything you smoke that's solventless, it's all just made with water, heat, and pressure. It doesn't have any kind of butane, propane, ethanol, none of those things in there, which are obviously not good for you to smoke. So.
Yeah. How would you say the differences medically?
Yeah, so, if you think about smoking butane or propane, that's very hazardous for your health. If you're trying to look for a more healthy product, or if you're more health conscious, solventless is the way to go. And also the end quality result is, we can't change the way that the product looks. So, if you can tell right away by looking at the product if it's quality, based on color and consistency and things like that.
Because
Whereas
if it's quality, it's lighter.
Yeah, it's lighter. That's the lighter it is, it's going to be more fresh, things like that. If it's really like black or very dark, you can assume that there's been some degradation there. And so that's a big difference. So solventless, being able to look at it and see, okay, this is beautiful, something that I do want to smoke. Whereas BHO, they can change the color through certain filter medias and things like that. Which could mean you're smoking like 2-year-old trim or something like that, which is something that none of us would want to actually smoke.
So by smoking these products that use solvents, are there any medical risks to that?
So being able to judge the products for yourself, whenever you're looking at your solventless rosin, and you can see the quality is evident, in the color and the consistency of the product, whereas BHO and other forms, or a disti pen,
it's very hard for you to judge because of these techniques that they do that take out terpenes and they take out color. So you don't know what you're smoking. You don't know if it's very high quality flower or if it's something that's really old that they've just doctored up to make it look really nice.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, is we want to make sure we're smoking the best stuff possible that's going into our bodies. We don't want to put anything into our bodies that's you wouldn't smoke before it was extracted, basically.
Right. Okay. With things like butane, propane, stuff like that, should patients be aware that they could be smoking those things, or is there like a process that removes that, or?
Yeah, all the medically tested products, they're going to have COA, so you can look on there and you can see there's probably going to be some butane left over. Might not be very much, but depending on how much you smoke, it could end up being a lot over your lifetime. So
yeah. Okay, so you kind of touched on the color and being able to judge for yourself as a patient by color and stuff like that when it comes to your solventless products. How important is that material that you start with?
And in solventless extraction, it's extremely important because we can't change it. So the better the input quality of material, the better that it's going to come out. And so that's why we pretty much exclusively process fresh frozen material. So it's cut down and it's frozen within, sometimes 20 minutes of it being cut down. So it's live, technically live. And then it gets indoor. Yeah. Most of our products are all super fire indoor. That's why the color, it comes out very blonde. And so yes, it's extremely important, especially with what we do.
Yeah. Whereas with solvents, extracts, they could use,
Yeah, with solvents you could use whatever. With distillate or with BHO, you can use trim. You could use pretty much anything that has cannabinoids in it, and it can come out looking, it could come out white, just depending on whatever SOP they're using. But it also strips the identity of the strain that you're smoking. So if you have a lineup of BHO that has been CRC'd, all of them are going to smell very similar, if not exactly the same, which kind of goes into the entourage effect. And that's the makeup of all the terpenes and the cannabinoids, how they interact whenever you smoke them. So if you're stripping away those, and say as a patient you really like sour diesel or something that really helps whatever ailment you have, you want to smoke something that has the full entourage effect in order to get that same effect as you were smoking the flower. So with BHO, that may not be the case, depending on who's making it. But with hash rosin, it's always going to be exactly the same as if you were smoking the flower, just concentrated and more pure.
So the consistency is a lot more reliable with the solventless.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to be exactly what you'd expect if you were smoking a GMO or, Gorilla Glue or something like that. If you get some rosin that's made from one of those strains, it's going to smell and taste the exact same way. The effect is going to be the exact same as you would expect with smoking the flower, just more concentrated.
Okay. So obviously, products made with solvents are on the market for a lot less expensive for the patients.
Yep.
Can you kind of touch on that for me? Like, why is there such a price difference?
Yeah, so you guys saw in the lab, the product that we make is very small batch, and the input material that goes in is very high quality. So that all goes into the end product is going to be more expensive. It's like a whiskey or a wine or something that takes a long time to make from very high quality input materials. It's just naturally a higher price, but it's because it's higher quality. And with BHO, you don't really know. It could be anything basically. And they're also able to process a lot more. So, you could do maybe 1,000 pounds a day with a BHO lab. And so just through the volume that they're producing it, they have lower overhead. It doesn't cost them as much per gram. So they're able to offer it for, $10 a gram maybe,
Right.
or maybe even less, you know.
Probably less.
Yeah, it could be $5 a gram, you know, we don't know.
So if I have a patient that's buying a gram of solvent extracted
Yep.
concentrate for
Yep.
$10 out the door at a dispensary, and then they see yours on the shelf for what, $30-$40.
Yep, yeah, maybe $50, yeah.
And I, you know, their response to me would most likely be, well, I can't afford that one because I smoke too much.
Right.
How would you respond to that?
Yeah, it's all about quality, and you know, with things that are higher quality and you have that entourage effect, you don't need as much to get your desired effect. So, you know, you could maybe make, depending on how much you smoke, of course, but you know, a gram of hash rosin could last you a week.
Yeah.
You know, it is high quality. You want to smoke it with a low temperature device. You know,
Okay, good.
maybe a Puffco or something like that, and
And the high could be completely different.
It is
effect
very
could be
different.
Completely different.
Yes, it is going to be very different. If you had, you know, we do offer half grams. So, you know, maybe for the patients out there that are wondering, go and pick yourself up a half gram of some high quality hash rosin, and then put that to the test against your BHO, and see the difference. The flavor is going to be completely different. It's going to be next level, you know. And you know, not to say BHO is terrible or anything like that, but it's just, if you're looking for quality and you want the strain identity and you want the entourage effect, it's going to have to be solventless.
Which are all very important aspects of a medical program.
Very important, yeah. You know, if you're just smoking whatever, you know, you can go buy some trim, but you know, I don't think any of us want to do that, you know.
Exactly. So with that being said about how all of that's really important, you know, to patients and in the medical industry, we do have a medical program here in Oklahoma, and with Nikki's Choice, I am, you know, trying to bring a lot of that awareness to the front line.
Right.
There's a lot of patients, majority of patients out there that have no idea how to even medicate when it comes to terpenes, cannabinoids, our own endocannabinoid system, anything like that. And I think that that's just really important as a medical program to have vendors like you out there, processors like you out there that are making clean medicine that can actually help heal people.
Right. Amen.
You know?
Yeah, I think that is really important. So, you want to talk a little bit about what Nikki's Choice is? And what you guys are doing for the patients?
For sure. So, a lot of you know me already. I've been in sales for a while in the industry. I created Nikki's Choice as a response to finding out that a company I trusted personally was not as clean and transparent as I thought. Wow. So the goal behind Nikki's Choice is to represent vendors across the state of Oklahoma who are transparent, who want to help heal people, who have a medical product.
That's great.
And also at the same time, I'm going to be out there educating patients face-to-face, pop-ups at dispensaries, events. I'm going to be out there educating about terpenes, products, how certain terpenes work in your body, what types of things to look for, you know, just different things like that for patients to really be educated and you know.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, given that knowledge that they lack. Right now, patients are walking into dispensaries and have no idea what questions to ask or what to look for. And they only have the education that we all had at one point, which was, I just want to get high.
Right.
And even when somebody says, you know, I just want to get high, there's a way they want to feel.
Right.
You know, either they want to go to sleep, either they want energy, they want to eat, you know, whatever the case may be, they want to calm their nerves. They're treating something.
That's a great point.
And we as a medical industry should be way more better equipped to handle that situation, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table with Nikki's Choice.
That's great. Do you have some websites that you know that we could go to find more about Nikki's Choice?
For sure. Nikki's Choice website is nikkischoice420.com.
Nice.
And there you can find the vendors that I carry. You can find educational resources. Dispensaries can do one-stop shopping. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We also have growthstalk.com. You can check out our parent company there and learn a little bit more about the public side of the cannabis industry and kind of what we're doing on that front. And we also have hashrx.com for you guys to go and find where you can find our products and a little bit more about the company. So thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
that.
you. I really appreciate your time, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey guys, it's Nikki with Nikki's Choice. I'm here today at Growth Stalk headquarters, home of Hash RX. Hey guys, it's Nikki with Nikki's Choice. I'm here today at Growth Stalk headquarters, home of Hash RX's beautiful solventless lab. I have Joe here, founder of Hash RX. He's going to give us an introduction to solventless extraction.
Hey guys, we're here in the lab of Hash RX, and we wanted to walk you through the process of what goes into making our rosin. You like that?